and let's get this party started. So I introduced earlier our Chief Marketing Officer, and that was Emily. Emily is now here. She's decided to do her work from France this week. So there you go. Do we need to say any more? International Emily's Day, right? We are reaching women all over the world. We're sending them. They're like, I had enough of this stuff. I'm going over here. So Emily, let me turn this over to you, and you can take it from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Hi guys from France. It is actually 9 p.m. Now. So usually I'm like right up at the crack of dawn with Deb. I guess today's not our early day, it's tomorrow. But yeah, very exciting to be able to do this globally, and this is truly what this is all about. So if anyone else is in France, give me a hookup. We can get together. I actually have my book out here for some photos. So we'll get some Eiffel Tower photos with the book later. But for today, I wanted to invite Ocean up to the stage with me to start. So I'm sure you guys have heard the name Ocean Baker by now, but I just wanted to introduce him more formally. So Ocean Baker is the founder and designer behind Natsukashi Inc. It's a streetwear brand known for its comfort and quality, and it's truly helping everyone make their sidewalk their runway. A fashion designer, streetwear creative, and artist influencer, Ocean began his entrepreneurial journey at just 12 years old. And by 15, he committed to fully to this vision, launching his brand at 19. We actually had a private event at Dayton Boots. I was lucky enough to attend. We had a blast. And he's custom designed hats that have since been featured in Celebrity Gifting Lounge at the Emmys and the Oscars, as well as designing the beautiful book to the 262 book that we're of course chatting about today, and that's truly created this international movement. So it's super impressive milestone for this young entrepreneur. We have the privilege of sitting down with him today, as well as the incredible Deb Drummond, who actually we have, well, Kylie Jenner coined the term momager, which Deb has really fallen into that role as well. So the mom manager is also here to join us today. So yeah, that is what we're going to be doing. So hey, Ocean, how are you today?
Good, you?
Yeah, I am definitely good. Just going through the motions of the day. All right, so Ocean, obviously I know a little bit about your company, but I'd love if you could tell us your company name and what it means.
Yeah, my company's name is called Natsukashi Inc. and it means good memories, nostalgia. That's what I really want people to feel when I wear my clothing. Yeah, I make custom work, artwork. I've mixed the two together to make two of my passions come true.
Absolutely. And what do you do for the company? Like, you know, you're the founder, so that means you wear lots of hats, but what does your, you know, what's your actual role on the day to day right now?
My actual goal, I mean, I make like cut clothing, I design. I've gone into like the book cover, for example. I'm just like overall designer. So I mix my clothes, my art, streetwear, everything into really one. That's what I really do nowadays. And then my goal would be to have possibly like stores one day and to get my clothing onto more and more people in day-to-day life.
That's awesome. And Deb, I mean, I'm sure it's just wild kind of listening to Ocean now on the stage with you. But was it a surprise to you when he came to you with the business idea?
Oh, wow. So hey, momagers and dadagers. I mean, it's interesting, right? Like it's just before the North American Mother's Day. And so what a great way to lead in terms of being a momager, because this is very true and real now, right? So it wasn't a surprise to me that he was creative, because he comes from a pretty good, bucket of creative people. But when we were 10, we were just shopping in a furniture store, and he said to me, that pillow over there needs to be on that couch. And I was like, oh, there it is. There it is. And then he was 12 and he walked into the kitchen and he was like, hey, I just want to make it. He made an announcement. I'm a sneakerhead. And I was like, what's that? And he's like, oh, and I'm a hype beast. And I'm like, we need to talk. So then he introduced me to the world of streetwear, and I was like, wow, this is an incredible business. This is a whole world. It was probably more undercurrent. And then at 15, he officially sat on the couch. I was sitting on the chair in the living room, and he's like, he made the announcement he wanted to be an entrepreneur. So it wasn't a surprise that he was talented. What was a surprise when he walked in the kitchen and said, I want to do this. And then he wanted to be an entrepreneur. And, you know, as an entrepreneur, I was like, whoa, have you seen, have you seen how we live? Are you sure? So, yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
he was sure, right? At 19.
Yeah. I know. And I mean, I'm sure there's something that's exciting for the both of you getting to go through this together as well. I know as a fellow entrepreneur, um, like I also have a business partner, and the idea, like I give so much props to all of the solopreneurs out there. It is just like absolutely so much to take on. And I couldn't imagine taking it on, even younger. So it's so nice that you're able to support in that way. So I'm sure hopefully there's some thank yous out there. All right, Ocean. So back to you for a second. What was something that you had to learn for your business that was kind of harder, a little bit tougher than some of the other lessons?
Yeah, one of the things I had to learn about a business that I found tough was like probably public speaking. I never did podcasts before or summits or TV shows, so never doing that kind of stuff before was a very interesting, I guess. So yeah, I think that was kind of like something I didn't expect.
Yeah, that's so fair. I mean, definitely having to be almost like your own sales voice is
Yeah,
definitely something you have to learn. But I mean, for anyone that's been following along on the journey, even watching you going from like Emmys to Oscars was like crazy. You were just like, interview, great. Who's next?
yeah.
Let's go.
I think in person it's a
So
little bit easier. I don't know why, but
yeah, fair, fair. So Deb, has there been a moment in Ocean's business that has made you really proud?
Oh, wow. Well, I think that there's lots of things that makes me proud. I obviously get to see, like you do, the difference and the change of how it goes from one to another. The first time I saw him speak publicly at Dayton Boots, the event that you were at, there was 50 people in the room. And I think because I know, first of all, I've gone through it myself, as much as people think it's comfortable to do all the things on stage. I mean, I remember my first really big audience. I thought I was going to throw up, it was a little big, had some zeros on it. I was going to, but I still remember. I think it's interesting that not everyone would know when people are nervous, but he was there. He was reading off his phone. There was 50 people and it was live. And I know how he felt before, and I was super proud. That was when he started his business, and then we were just recently at a trade event. We were at an event called Portobello West, and it wasn't, there's those shows that you go to that you do everything you can, and then the organizers need to bring people in the door. And I'll just say it wasn't a abundant show, and so it was, it was more difficult. And there was another artist there that did not have the same, obviously, work through the same confidence level that Ocean had, but sitting behind their table, doing their art, not really engaging with people. And I saw Ocean's heart be so kind as I see it in other areas. And he's like, he didn't do very well. And I go, no. And so he's like, can I have some cash? I'm gonna go buy some art. And I'm like, yeah, you are. And so he went and bought art from another artist. And then, we saw on his Instagram that he didn't have a lot of followers. And we're like, hey, let's reach out. And Ocean's like, hey, I'll do a collab with you. You know what I mean? So he's doing this collaboration with this guy that, he's going to rise higher. And I'm like, hey, we'll give you some business advice. And he's a super cool guy. He's really talented. And I think that made me proud because not only was Ocean a good business person, he was a good human. And as a mom, I don't know if you can get any better.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think that's like such an interesting part of that, like, momager role. And even like in the Mother's Day theme, is that business is so much more than, like the bottom line. And like as much as like it 100% like there's a factor there of like, you know, you need cash flow to keep a business going. At the same time, like working with good quality people and wanting to show up to work every day like goes so far. And like hope, Ocean, that you feel the same way in the sense where it's like when you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. And
Mm-hmm.
I think so, like for the moms out there, I'm sure that's what you wish for your kids and for like all the entrepreneurs. I hope that you're, you know, I'm sure there's days where it doesn't feel like it, but for the other days, I hope that you can really fill up that with that sense of like really loving what you're doing because that's what it's all about. Um, all right, Ocean. So what is one thing you'd like to happen in your business for yourself as a result of like being your own, like owning your own business?
Yeah, one of the things I like to see happen in my business is I think it'd be really cool to be able to meet some other fashion designers like that are have a big name. I mean, I would have loved to met like Virgil Abloh, but he sadly he passed away a whole lot of years ago. But I still would love to meet like Alexander McQueen, like other designers like that would be amazing, and seeing other artists even wear my clothes. Like, they don't even have to be like artists. Like I would love to have seen like Travis Scott or Young Thug or Drake or even like LeBron James wearing my clothes. And something like that would be amazing, and having like a retail store and like a retail line would be awesome to see those kind of people like walk in the door. It'd be really cool.
Yeah, I think we've talked about before too, like having that element of like running into someone on the street that you like don't know at all, and then
Yeah.
like wearing your clothes. Like I feel like that just be like because I feel like right now there's a lot of like there's still lots of people wearing your clothes that we don't know, but it's like they're connected to someone to someone to someone because that's how it
Mhm.
starts, right? Like we're all connected to whether it's women in this room, whether it's people that have told other people, but at some point that line will just get so far away that like we can't know them all, which is awesome.
Oh,
So
yeah, for sure. Like seeing people wear it just generally, it's a really cool feeling.
totally. All right, Deb. So we've got the moms in the room. Maybe we have some kids that are growing up. What suggestions would you have to some other momagers or like potential momagers?
Oh, wow. So I think we have a celebrity panel of moms that are going to be talking later. Really, I think that it's beautiful and it's kind of tough, depending. I mean, I have a business, and so Ocean has a business, and so the weave of it is really interesting. I would say try to find places that there's crossovers. So we go to the Oscars, Ocean's going to the Oscars. We went to the Emmys, Ocean's going to the Emmys. And sometimes when I say things like that, people go, "Oh, he's so lucky to have you." And the one thing I want to say is I can't make him talented. So I can help do the things that I do, but really, and I think that that's a big thing as well, is that if you're the parent or the mentor to someone who's kind of cranking out and doing their thing, yes, you can coach in the direction that you know. Two things. One is there's things that I know that I could have shared with Ocean that I hired someone else to tell them instead for obvious reasons, right? I think we hear things differently when it comes from somebody that you don't have a personal relationship with, right? So it's completely fair, all momagers and dadagers out there, to go tell someone what to tell your kid, right? So that it doesn't come from you. That's fair. It's kind of like teaching someone how to drive. Better it be someone else. The other thing is having really good boundaries of when you're doing personal things and when you're doing business things. So me and Ocean, we drive out to his sister's place. It's a good hour and a half drive. We don't by nature talk about business. We turn the music up, we listen to music, we sing really loud, we do our thing, we have that time. And occasionally we might say, "Oh, hey, do this or do that," or we might be on the way to the bank or something on the way there. But by nature, really having that decided, having that decided time would be really important. I would say that, you're going to have to take a look at getting some money, because if it's really, that's the truth of it. Like with any of our businesses, we're looking, and there's a lot of cart before our horse with our own businesses. If you're an entrepreneur, there's a lot of cart, right? With your kid, because by nature, depending on how old they were, Ocean started at 12, got serious at 15. You know what I mean? From 15 to 19, he was learning about his business and designing and cutting and sewing and all the things. And so someone has to pay for that, right? So if you haven't paid for university, guess what? You're gonna do that. And then how can you ROI? Just because they're talented doesn't mean they make a lot of money when they get off, they get going. So try to double your we have the same, I have a company, so his CMO is my CMO, his CFO is my CFO. Like, you can try to control your costs that way. And then, as much as I don't want to say this, and actually this is going to be on the women's channel, I don't want to say this out loud to everybody with Ocean here, because he's going to remind me this, but sometimes they are right. Look at, I'm not his age. He just popped out. He's like, I'm not his age. I'm not his sector. I'm not in fashion. I wear fashion. I love fashion. But he might know some stuff that I don't. And sometimes I've had to backseat and really listen to what he has to say and go learn his sector. And until I know his sector, even, you as a chief marketing officer were like, Deb, there might be some words that you might want to, I had to go to his sector and learn that. So, you know a lot because you've been on the planet a few years. But you may not know everything, and you got to at least be willing to explore that they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, and like, even as being someone who's gotten like lucky enough to work with both of you, it's like so interesting. I think like a learning that could even happen is that like what you're good at like isn't necessarily what they're good at, and vice versa. It was like certain platforms and stuff like Ocean's like a pro at, and then Deb's like not, but like Facebook, you put in front of Deb and she's got it on lock. So it's like, it's just like your comfort zones are different. But sometimes, like, I know in the beginning, it would be so common to be like, oh, it's really easy. Let's just do this. But it's because it's easy, like for us. But like with anyone, not just even like the kid mom relationship, it's like, yeah, but like what's easy for me might not be easy for you, and vice versa. So I feel like that's like on the same point of what you said. So, but any other last minute thoughts, or should we get into the gifts?
Well, you know what? Let's talk a little bit about the 12, because we've just got a couple of minutes left, and that's going to be the gift. Yeah. So if Ocean can talk a little bit about the 12. Ironically, I went to the studio and got the pictures of the 12. But if Ocean wants to talk about that, and I mean, I can certainly lean into it if you want, and then have Ocean take over.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you who don't know, the 12 is Ocean's brand new line. And every design of the 12 is actually focused on a recovery of a mental illness. So if you want to add more to that, you can, Deb, and then we'll pass it on to Ocean.
So a lot of you know Brandy Phillips. She is the director and creator of a reality TV show that's called Modified by Ink. You will see it out soon. She asked Ocean to actually make the tattoo artwork thumbnails for 12 episodes. So 30% of people get tattoos are doing that to cover an emotional or physical scar. And so she wanted to be really proactive and bring attention. So she found 12 charities that did advocacy work around prevention and education around these 12 different aspects of what we consider what's called mental health. And so what the reality show is, they're going to go into these tattoo shops all over the US. These tattoo artists have donated their time to tattoo 2 people that have overcome this particular condition, or what it is. And I've got some things that I can show you in as Ocean's maybe talking. So we're showing you kind of stickers right now, and I can tell you what they're for in just a minute. And the proceeds of the stickers, and then the t-shirts and the posters that are getting made right now, will go to each one of those charities. So it was a pretty big honor. Maybe Ocean, you can talk a little bit to like how long it took you. I mean, each picture, so you'll see this one is like redemption. This one is advocacy for education around the use of drugs. This one is loss of life. This one is PTSD for vets. This one here is for amputee. This one is prevention of self-harm. This one here is for breast cancer. This one here is for loss of a family member. This one here is for people recovering from burn situations, fire. This one is animal bite, and this one is domestic violence. And so the 12th one is not being released until August 9th at the event. But Ocean, maybe you can talk a little bit about like what did it take to draw a picture that didn't look like trauma, but actually supported a trauma, and do it through tattoo style.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of just said it all what I was said, but yeah, no, to make an image that doesn't look like that, it's you gotta learn about it a little bit. So I had to research and I had to like symbolize a lot of the drawings and a lot of like pieces inside that drawing, even with the colors. It would have like the color for that trauma, like the color first, like the suicide one was like that yellow, so it's like a yellow underbelly. So you have to research a lot and learn a lot because necessarily like I don't know about those traumas. Like I haven't personally experienced that, so I don't know what it's really like. So yeah, you do like a lot of research and symbolize it in a way where it still looks like a piece of art, but if you know it has a lot of meaning behind it, and you still want to make it look like, still cool. Like you don't want to make it like just seem like, oh, just so blatantly obvious. But yeah, so it took a long time to figure out how do I symbolize that and showcase that off. I mean, some of them took like that snake one probably took me maybe like 2 weeks or something, like around there, because you have to like draw it out and then color it and then realize how can I showcase this. So yeah, they all took a long time, a lot of thought, a lot of process behind those ones. And yeah, so I mean they're important to me, and I think they look really cool in the unique tattoo style, which is the style I really do.
Yeah. Has there been a favorite so far of like people you've talked to?
I could tell you the other people's favorites. Like that panther and snake one are the biggest ones. Everyone tells me that they like that one. Yeah, the big three is definitely panther, snake, and then it's in between sometimes like octopus or like the Firefox is pretty good too. Like, but I don't know what's my personal favorite. It's hard to just put one. I actually quite like the monkey one. That's pretty cool. So that's coming out soon. So you'll see.
That's so exciting.
I don't know. It's hard to
Oh,
choose just one. It's like
I mean, yeah,
there's
when it's your own
12.
designs, like that's fair.
There's like
Uh,
12 of them, and it's like, and then you're constantly making new ones. So it's like,
yeah.
and it doesn't end. Even like I've been working on this book cover one, and it's a lion, and it's something totally different than those like 12. Like they're all so extremely different. It's hard to like put into one category, really.
Yeah, that's so fair. Does like it being different every day though make you feel like you'll love it forever?
I think so. Like I really really like this. I mean I really like the nine-tailed fox, which is like a little bit underrated one. But
Fair.
yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, because I keep making new ones and I keep working on new ones, so it's hard. Like I kind of have that like what's the
Yeah.
word
No,
for
that's
it?
fair.
Like when you watch something new and it's like, oh, this is my favorite show ever. It's like that,
Yeah. Right.
and
Yes.
then you don't
Everyone
realize
has
like,
the best
oh,
one.
I actually really like this one instead. It's like kind of just like the
Yeah.
new, especially
Yeah.
with
No,
this
that's
new
so
one that
fair.
we did with the collaboration with Mom was talking about earlier with that the artist. His name is Matt.
Yep.
That one's so sick actually, and I really like how that turned out.
No, that's awesome. All right. So, shall we get into gifting?
Let's gift. Ocean, you want a gift?
Okay.
Okay. What are we doing now?
So do we have a gift for everybody in the room?
Well, the gift for everyone in the room is that if there is anyone who is a momager or a dadager or an uncleager or who's mentoring someone who's kind of doing what we're talking about today, I am happy to gift a complete free consultation session with them. So it's not just one person, it can be anyone. I'm not difficult to find. You can put your name in the chat. I'm not in the chat today, but enough people are that know me. So if you put that in there, I'd be happy to do a consult with either the the parent and the child, or vice versa. But it's part of what we do, and I'm happy to do that as a complimentary gift because I got you, sister. I got you, sister. And then we have a gift for everyone in terms of supporting the charities, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want me to jump in?
Yeah,
Or
you
do
can go ahead and tell them.
Yeah, so essentially, every sort of trauma and every design is associated with different charities. So you can find more information on Ocean's website, natskashiinc.world. And for today, we were saying if anybody buys 6 of the stickers, which is all we've got right now, or more, of course. Then on top of giving the donations to the different charities, we will also gift you a free Natsukashi journal. So you'll have something to journal in and talk about how great you feel about all the contributions you made to the world. So that is the gift for everyone. And I don't think we have a one-person gift for today's.
No, if someone's a momager or a dadager.
Yeah.
And then if someone wants
so Deb's definitely expanding her gift to all the momagers. So that one won't be for everybody, but everybody will be able to buy the secret gift. But I have no secret question then for you guys to answer. No games for mine, but
no games. We just gave it. We're just giving it.
Totally.
Awesome. But it's worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just want to say momagering, dadagering is worth it. It's a certain kind of special bond that you can only get when you go through that experience together.
Totally. No, absolutely. All right, guys. Yeah, I saw Desi dropped all the links in the chat, so you can definitely go and find them there. You can play around. We do have a whole section just for the 12. So if you were inspired by anything you heard today, definitely go check that out. And yeah, can't wait for a great day. This is such a fun way to kick off the summit today. And thanks, Ocean and Deb, for kicking us off.
All right. Hey, thanks, Ocean. Nice to see you.
Thanks.
Right on. Right. So we are thanks, Emily. So I'm